Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Email Marketing Talk Show. And in studio again I have Bia.
Good to be back.
Welcome back to another episode. In this episode today, we want to talk about what kind of email campaigns you can be sending that can help bolster, I want to use the word bolster, I just felt appropriate for today, your revenue. In the previous episode we spoke about the frequency, how often you should send emails, and I'm not going to give you the answer to that now. You have to go watch the whole 15-minute episode to get that answer. But building on that, we can give you some tips and tricks on how to potentially increase the frequency without boring and annoying the subscribers in your database, whilst squeezing as much revenue as possible out of your customers. So B, you are, I must say, you're quite a creative individual. So
Quite.
with, yeah, like you've done well. With that, we like you. We want to keep you around.
I'll stay for a bit longer.
So with that said, let's talk about some ideas, because I think a lot of people are just focused on sending emails, pushing product. They don't realize that the kind of campaigns that they can be sending is really limited to their own imagination. And we're just stuck in this, I need to push product, in order to get the sales. But that's not necessarily the case. There are a lot of creative things that you can do that can still translate into sales. So let's talk about that for a little bit.
One of my clients last week said, I don't mind if a campaign don't make as much sales, but if the open rates and click-through rates are there, that's good. And she was mainly speaking about the fact that you don't always have to push sales offers. And I got so excited when she said that, because finally she understood the reason behind email marketing. You don't always have to push on selling your products or
Well, that really goes for any marketing.
So, but specifically because you have this database, you have these people in your ecosystem, they always receive the sales emails that you push and the product focused emails and the promotional offers. But you need to really sit back and think, how can I build a strategy around making sure that I add value for people and the subscribers? What can I send? What type of email can we send to add a little bit more value to them? And we've mentioned this in the previous episode briefly, but focusing on how-tos and tips and tricks and making yourself seem like the expert in the industry by sharing these additional tips, and then subtly selling your product there at the bottom of the email. That's that all falls under educational content and how you can educate your audience. It's not specifically pushing on selling products. But I mean, you can also look at it like there are let's say you've got a segment, your loyal customers, your loyal people that always buy from you on a month-to-month basis because it's a replenishable product. So there's different things that you can send to these different segments. And let's say, for example, for your loyal customers, you would like to just send them a very heartfelt message from the owner of the brand. Send them an email saying, hi, it's the owner here. We just want to really say thank you so much for being a part of our community and staying in this community and just, adding value and supporting us as let's say, for example, you're a small local brand. It's just adding that little bit of personalization and feeling to an email, connection, building up, because someone's not going to subscribe and then immediately purchase it. They want to get that value out of you. They want to get nurtured. They want to feel engaged.
Wine and dined, some TLC.
Yeah, TLC before. You can't
some
just
foreplay.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. So yeah, there's so many different types of email campaigns, and I think if I can just name a few, it's sending an email about this testimonials, showing people like this is how credible we are. We are building up the credibility and the trust of your brand.
In that regard, you're also sharing someone else's win.
Yeah.
So there might be a lady who's lost 12 kilograms in 12 weeks by using your service, information, coaching, training or products. And that way you getting other people excited. Because we look at it going, they're just pushing sales. But I don't think everybody is that naive. People do appreciate authenticity. So as long as the email comes from a place of authenticity, you truly wanting what's best for the people on the other side. And I think most brands just don't. They just face as corporations who want to squeeze money out of people. But if you truly are a business owner who stand for a good cause, which I think a good handful of our clients do, like they really care about their industry, they really care about their people, and they really love what they do, that oozes through the email. And you can easily send a testimonial where someone has transformed their life by using your product or service. And in that way, you are sharing credibility, but it's almost like you're putting the spotlight on them. And you also showing the person on the other side what's possible. So you're inspiring them in order to potentially act. So it's shining a different perspective on that testimonial. So yes, you can say, well, this is how amazing we are. But if done correctly, it can be a lot more impactful by just changing the tone of how you put that together.
Exactly. So even if they don't necessarily purchase on that email campaign, they might trust you and build the trust over time and eventually make a purchase on the website because you've given them so much motivation. For example, when looking at that industry of losing weight or building up muscle, and again, with emails, you can show the before and afters very easily without getting any restrictions. So showing them, this is what this person looked like before, this is how they transformed, motivating people.
So, no, 100%. I think it's understanding that you don't have to get caught in this loop, or I'd say rock and a hard place, where you don't know what else to say and therefore you just default to pushing product. I think it's really taking a step back and going, who's on the other side and how can you help them, truly help them? Can I send them recipes? Can I send them tips? Can I do that in a way where they actually appreciate what I'm trying to do? And subtly, without you actually trying to make money, people will gravitate to you because they appreciate what you've been trying to do, and they can see that you're someone who probably cares about the end result and the people who struggle with the same problem. And I'm reflecting on us as a business. I've been sending emails since 2019, and since 2020 religiously, I'd say once or twice, sometimes a week. And I'd have people reply saying, listen, I've been following you and the team's journey for the last 2 years, and we are officially in a position where we want to invest in our marketing, and we would love to have a call to see how you can help. And I reflect back on that, and that happens like literally once every month or so. Someone would say, hey, we've been following you, we've been seeing your ads, we've been engaging with some of your team members in the past, and they'd go, now we're ready. It's understanding that it takes time to build that trust and credibility. But also, like I said earlier, what's most important is where is the email coming from? If it's really coming from an authentic place where you're truly trying to make a difference, people can pick up on that energy. And without making this a philosophical conversation around energy, is that people can see through the bullshit. So if you can bring that into your emails, you won't necessarily have a problem of annoying people. And even the ones that you do annoy, most likely not the ones that you want to have in your email list in the first place. But reflecting on how I use email marketing is that I think people can see that we are an authentic agency. We're an authentic team. We're not claiming to be perfect. And in fact, I always say, P.S., we're not perfect. We are most likely going to fuck up. But at the end of the day, we're going to take accountability, and we're going to continue strengthening our relationship as long as you're willing to work with us. And if you believe in us that we are the right team, then we're going to continue working with you, and hopefully you feel the same way. And that's how most of the most fruitful relationships, have started in our business. We've had people who've been with us since 2018 because they don't see us as a quick fix, faceless agency that's going to give them a 10x rise so they can triple their business and then move on. They see us as people they can connect with, people that they trust, people that they want to work with because they like us for who we are. And on top of that, we have the insights on how to make their business better. And I think that's what you should look at from your perspective as a business owner, going, how can you make your, I'd say, audience feel the same way? And like you said, that could be done through value emails. Because there's really two umbrellas. There's sales promotional emails
Yeah.
and educational emails. But within those two categories, there are a lot of creative things that you can do. So let's talk a little bit about that. Maybe let's start with, everybody understands probably the sales side of it, so we'll touch on that last. But while everybody's attention is still fresh, let's maybe unpack some of the educational or value-based stuff that you can actually do.
So when looking at the educational side of things and the added value side of things in email marketing, the first thing that you need to make sure you know is the goal. What is your goal? Then, or your objective. Then you may have to make sure to do research around that goal. See what is customers' pain points. Look at the frequently asked questions on your website. Look at the comments on the ads that people are leaving. Look at all these additional things that's going to give you more insights on what are people really struggling with, or what.
Do some research.
Do research. So the main thing is just do the research on what you want to provide value on. See where there is actually value to add. Sometimes we think there's value and there's that you can add, but it's actually not that valuable because people don't have those pain points or questions. So looking at that, doing research externally, even outside of your business and brand, looking at other industries or other brands in your industry, and then focusing on that in email campaigns. So focusing on one specific pain point, going in detail with that, and coming up with a solution, because we can't just highlight the pain points. We need to provide the solutions as well. So in that instance, again, you can have the solutions listed, even though it doesn't include selling your product. Wherever there's additional value, you can add.
Figure out where that value lies.
And
the way to do it, from what I'm hearing you say, is just to understand your customer better than they really understand themselves. Is understanding that if you've worked with a lot of people, example of, let's say, trying to lose weight, you most likely are going to know what they're going to struggle with before they even are thinking about struggling about that thing. You know what I'm trying to say? Because there might be someone who's picked up 10 kilograms for the first time in her life, and she's like, I used to be so skinny, now I've got 10 kilograms to lose. You already know what hardships she's going to face by trying to lose that weight. And you can get ahead of all of those pain points by sharing the necessary information with her to help her or him overcome the struggles that they're going to be facing. And I think this is where people drop the ball, because we're so focused on pushing sales. And yes, it needs to be a part of your strategy. There's a healthy balance between value and asking people for money. But the reality is, sometimes by giving people the value, they're giving you money in exchange without you actually having to ask for it. But that is only if you truly understand the pain points, which goes with doing your own research. And I think people are just lazy to do that. We pick an industry and we have a product that's got healthy margins. This is how most businesses are run. And I'm just going on a bit of a tangent here, is that most business owners that I've seen find a product with healthy margins. They've got no passion for the industry, no passion for the people in that industry. They just see a money-making opportunity. And then what they do is they go, I'm going to start a website or a landing page and I'm going to run some ads. Now I need to do email marketing, sell. And that's just not a really great way to approach building a sustainable long-term business.
Customers will also lose that emotional connection with the brand.
The people who win are really the people who truly care about the people in that industry. And they have real experience and really amazing products to solve those pain points. And the reason they've come up with those products often is because they were struggling with their own problems and they couldn't find a solution. And those kind of businesses are usually the best because those founders are passionate, committed, and they understand the audience, and they can add so much value in that audience. All the little things that they might not even know they need, they can give, through value-based marketing, and that's especially where email comes in.
And if you also look at a different industry that's not necessarily focused on a product that has a lot of pain points, or a product that can solve a lot of pain points, but more just like a luxury product or something, like jewelry, if you think about it. That's what I've mentioned in the previous episode, that the how to clean your jewelry campaign performed so much better than just focusing on selling the product. Because there's a lot of competitors out there, if you're being honest. There's so many competitors, there's so many brands that sell the same product as you do. So how can you stand out by providing additional value and more, things that you can share with them? So
Value. That's all, I
Value
suppose.
is the
That's
main thing.
value. So should we
Value.
give people value?
Value. Value.
Right. So I think let's just touch on, just to conclude, I mean, we've said a lot. There's a lot of value, no pun intended, in this actual episode. But to condense it for people to take home and remember, what are different campaigns that we know people can immediately plug into their business no matter what industry they're in? And things that come to mind is, how-to guides from a value perspective. How to do this, how to do that, how to do whatever it may be. Then there's also, what else is there?
Product spotlights. We've seen when if you have a lot of products on your website and you want to focus on this one top selling product, you can send an email campaign around that top selling product, making it look like this is our product highlight of the month. This is our top selling product of the month. And here's the reasons why. People are loving it. Adding all the user generated content of people with the product in that email, like a product highlight, product focus, like star of the month email. People might want to then feel like, oh, I need to fall into this trend. Clearly it's a trend to wear this jewelry. Or
back in stock. Sometimes people sell out and they don't notify people that the product is back in stock. Back in stock emails. This is, like you said, top seller of the week. This is the flavor of the month, whatever that is.
Flavor of the month.
For your business, whatever that could be. I mean, we own a fragrance company, so that works really well, that we've seen, actually.
Scent of the month.
Scent of the month. We can do top sellers. We can do, this is
Product
new.
types.
Product types. This is new. This is a new product that we've brought in to help you overcome this specific pain point. We know as part of your weight loss journey, you struggle with X. So we brought out a product, new product alert, to help you overcome this potential issue that you might face. So from a sales side, I think people get so stuck with, I need to push discounts, but there are so many creative things that you can do from a promotional side. And again, like we've unpacked a few of them now, so I'm not going to do that again. But what else is there? I think that's enough. Is that enough? Is there any last words?
I think we've covered a lot of it. The possibilities are endless, and I think I just wanted to also end off with saying that once you have gone through the process to build your list and segment, I know I keep on hammering about segmentation, but I don't think that people
They don't
understand how important it is and how necessary it is for a brand. So once you have your segments, there's also, again, the possibilities are endless with what you can send to these segments. So just sitting back, making sure that you have time to create a proper strategy around email and being creative, yet adding value. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah, thank you for your time. I think there was, the word is value in this episode. So I want to say thank you. Appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us. And for those watching, listening, if you found this helpful, then I want to encourage you to like and subscribe for more content like this. And in the meantime, we'll see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.